My God. That's a long time, bro. That's like almost at the start of my stream. That's like almost like back to like, when did I start streaming? 2013. I started streaming 2013. CKT and all that stuff became a thing at the end of 2013, and then really became something like 2014 and 15. So yeah, that's a long ass fucking time, bro. That's a long ass time. But granted, I haven't been streaming Tekken, or I haven't been streaming fighting games for quite some time. And it's not that I don't want to, but I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there's been a lot of shit going on lately in the FGC. Like, there's been going a lot of shit in the fucking FGC, man. You want to talk about that? Honestly, as a semi-streamer myself, stream what you have fun with. Yeah, of course. Of course. I'm not streaming one fucking game. I haven't done that for a long time.
Bitch-ass motherfucker.
Slick, you son of a bitch. Why you hosting me? Thanks for the host. Appreciate it. Nah, like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I've always been streaming whatever the fuck I want to stream. Make your views on the FGC stuff on a video. You know, see, the funny thing is there's a lot of people that's been asking me about that. Like, a lot of people. More than I could actually imagine. More than that's not what I meant. More than I imagined. Because it's already happened. There's a lot of people that have been asking my point of fucking view. I mean, there's some people that's gonna say, oh, make a video about it. There's some people that's gonna go and say, just say that's this. I don't know, man. Like, well, that goes to show your opinion matters. Does it really though? Does my opinion really matter? I mean, I guess my opinion matters. I mean, does what? It does, because you're technically a member of the FGC. I don't know, like, what? First of all, what makes one be part of the FGC? Like, what that action? You know, what do you do? What do you do? What is the, like, what is the requirements to be seen as someone that is an FGC member, right? I mean, when it comes to me, here's my point of view. If you play fighting games and you like playing fighting games, and you know, you spend a lot of time on them, you might, you know, you maybe find some other friends who like playing fighting games as well, this, that, and the other. For me, that's more than enough. There are some other people that have like different opinions on that. They'd rather say something like, oh, you know, in order to be like part of the FGC, to be seen as like an FGC member, you have to like go to tournaments, you have to like make content for the game, blah blah. You know, you have to like what's that word I'm looking for? Contribute. You have to like contribute something for the FGC. Where, like, in my opinion, like, if you play fighting games, let's say you don't make content, or you just love playing fighting games, and let's say you like watching like tournaments on stream, whatever is Combo Breaker, Evo, yada, you know, whatever the case may be. To me, that's more than enough. Like, just the simple fact of you enjoying fighting games is enough for me, in my opinion. I talked this back off stream about it, and I talked to him about it on his stream. which was, I think, a couple of days ago. It's not even that long time ago. I think it's like 3 days ago, 4 days ago. I talked about that shit on SPAC stream. He did like a stream where he was like talking about all this shit that's been going on in the FGC lately. All this shit that's going on lately in the FGC when it comes to Evo, all this like sexual assault, pedophile, and all this shit. Yes, of course. Like, let me just say that to this. All cards on the table. Of course, it is fucked up. But you know what's more fucked up? I personally think all this shit that's been going on, the fact that this is a thing that's been in the FGC for years, we're talking centuries here. The fact that pedophilia, the fact that like sexual assault, harassment, groping, all this shit that is going on right now in the FGC, the fact that it's something that's been in the FGC for such a long time, and we as a community is finally doing something about it right now, it's the fucked up part. I honestly gotta believe that is the fucked up part, because it tells me this is something that's been in the FGC for a hot minute, and it shouldn't have been here for a hot minute. Like, the moment I know, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to like, you know, jump on the people that's been out there and letting people know about like all this shit and you know, coming forward. Like, I respect the people that's coming forward with this shit, but I don't know, man. It surprises me that I don't know, man. It just surprises me that these people that have been sadly involved in these like current situations that's been going on lately, the fact that there have been like some of these people are even fucking top players. Now that I think of it, like, the fact that they've been keeping it to themselves for such a long time, I think that's the fucked up part. And they've been keeping it for such a long time, which you gotta go back to what I said. It tells me that this is something that's been in the FGC for such a long time. So is it fucked up? Yes, of course it's fucked up, but it's more fucked up that this is something that's been in the FGC for such a long time, and only now we are actually doing something about it. Mr. Wiz, when he made that apology, I actually granted him a little. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I forgive him for doing all this fucking shit. No, get the fuck out of here. Like, he should be in jail for doing that shit, right? But if it, like, here's the thing, if somebody said the N-word in the FGC and they came out with an apology saying, I'm sorry for being racist, I'm sorry for saying these kind of words, I'm sorry if I have like discriminated like the black community or like the Jewish community or like the Asian community for saying something, right? You can, there's still that possibility of like forgiving someone, right? Especially if you can see that they've changed a lot, they've done so much for the FGC. I mean, I don't know, man. There gotta be a point where you can like forgive someone, right? Especially when it comes to shit like that. But when it comes to like sexual harassment, groping, pedophilia type of shit, that is so much harder to forgive. Because you might come out with an apology, and like I said, I will grant him this. I will grant Mr. Whistle this. He did say, you know, taking the fact that it's like over 20 years ago that shit happened, who fucking knows? He might be right. Maybe he did change. Maybe he actually did change, like, throughout those 20 years. Realized that the things that he did was, you know, was bad. Was fucking bad, right? And he changed for the better. But the thing is, he still did it. And he only apologized when he got caught. Here's the thing, if Mr. Wiz came out with an apology before the certain person chose to speak out, right? Let's say Mr. Wiz actually went on Twitter, went on social media himself, and apologized, and then explained what he had done, and then stepped off, like stepped away from being a CEO of EO or whatever the fuck he was. Like, if he did that automatically himself, I think a lot more people would look a little bit brighter on it than how people are looking at it now. If you get what I'm saying, right? If he stepped up himself and said everything that went down, and then he stepped away from Evo because he said, I need to change, I need to, you know, they gotta be like, I have to go to jail, I have to pay in some way, right? If he did that all by himself, I think a lot more people would look at it in a different way. They probably still wouldn't forgive him, but at least they would look at it in a different way than how people are looking at it right now, right? So I think he should have done that. He definitely should have done that, but he only apologized because he got caught. So, and which makes it a lot more fucked up, right? But of course it's fucked up. Like I said, it's fucked up, but it's more fucked up that this is something that's been in the FGC for such a long time. So I'm actually happy. I'm happy that all this purging shit is going down. Granted, there are people that are people that are losing their fucking job, right? You know, Chris, like, the thing that happened with Chris G, yeah, that's fucked up. That is fucked up. But hey, like, I don't fucking know. He had it coming, I guess. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess he had it coming. But then again, like, I don't know, man. Like, Chris G, like, he's like, as far as I've seen, he seems pretty humble, Chris G. So, you know, there, you know, it might be the same case. He changed for the better, but some people went back and looked at the history and said, hey, you know what, this is something you need to be held accountable for, right? There's so many people like these days on Twitter that goes back to something that was said like 10 years ago and try to make them whole, like try to make them be accountable for that shit that happened 10 years ago. Like I said, it depends what it is, right? It really depends what it is. If you said the N-word like 10, 13 years ago, who gives a shit? You probably apologize and you're probably a better man or woman to this day today. If you're not, well, you're just gonna be held accountable for not only shit that happened 13 years ago, but also accountable for shit that's happening now, if you're still acting like that. But, you know, when it comes to pedophilia and all that shit, of course, you're gonna be held accountable in one way or another. Like, there's no ifs or buts when it comes to that. But I don't know, man. Like, when I scroll through Twitter, I don't see anything positive. I really, especially in the FGC right now, I don't see anything positive. I literally do not see anything positive. Like, every single tweet there is when it comes to the FGC is always something negative. It's always something negative. Somebody's feeling bad. Somebody is like being, oh my god, you know, fuck life and whatever, you know. It's just negative shit. And if you're not negative towards yourself, you're negative towards somebody else. Like, what the fuck is wrong with the FGC, man? Sure, like I said, I'm happy that I'm very happy that we have like all this blow up, all this like purge. I'm very happy that we have this like giant fucking purge that's going on lately, where all these negative people, or all these people that have been doing, you know, sexual harassment, groping, or pedophilia type of shit, get withered out, right? And so this is something that Spag and I talked about on his stream. We kind of see it as positive negativity. It's a positive negativity. Sure, it's negative. All these news and all this shit that's going on lately, it is negative. But you know, at the end of the fucking rainbow, right? At the end of the fucking rainbow, like the grass. What is that? What is that thing that people say? The grass is greener on the other side or some shit like that. That's all I have to say to the FGC. There might be happening a lot of fucked up shit right now in the FGC, but guys, the grass is greener on the other side. Okay, the grass is greener on the other side. There's a lot of purging going on right now, and here's the thing. Here's the fucking thing. This is something that I've actually heard in the FGC as well. I'm not gonna mention names. I'm not gonna say who I heard it from. Well, I've basically just been seeing it on Twitter, right? Because people have been saying it here and there on Twitter. There's been people that's been coming out with their stories. And some of their stories are not even real. There's actually, and that's the problem. I think that's really the problem, because we kind of live in a, well, we've been doing that for a long time, but now, really right now, with all this corona shit and the earth want to be a little fucking cocksucker right now, literally, this is something that's been going on lately for a long time throughout the years, but now in 2020, everyone has a fucking voice. Whether it is true or not, people would actually fucking believe it. And it doesn't matter if you bring, it doesn't matter if somebody would actually give them facts about, like, oh, guys, this is not true what Christian B Monkey is saying because such and such. Like, it doesn't even matter if you actually have, like, the legitimate facts of why that's not the case. The problem is people have already decided what is the truth. They don't care if you actually bring in the facts. They don't care if you are debunking their beliefs. They have already chosen to believe something and they're gonna stick with it. That's the fucking, that's the fucking scary part about Twitter. That's the scary part about Twitter these days. There's literally fucking people that can, like, say whatever they want. Like, I could literally, somebody could clip what the fuck I'm saying. Like, somebody could, if I said James Chen harassed me when I went to Evo. Yeah, I went to the bathroom and it was a public bathroom and I was taking a piss and James Chen was right next to me and he said, "Hey, nice cock." And then he grabbed my dick without me, like, without me, like, saying, "Hey, you can actually grab my," like, without me allowing that shit. So I feel harassed. I got groped by James Chen. Somebody could literally right now clip that on Twitch. Somebody could clip what the fuck I just said and post it on Twitter and put it way out of context. They can, like, that's the fucking dangerous fucking thing about the internet lately. People are taking so many things out of context. The shit that I just said with James Chen, somebody can clip that, throw it up on Twitter, and just cut it out. Cut it out where I'm saying, "Hey, by the way, I'm joking." I could literally say that, right? As an example. People could cut that shit out and say, "Hey, yeah, this is what Christian B Monkey said," and then people are gonna share it, people are gonna retweet it, and then suddenly James Chen is literally forced to make an apology on Twitter, on his social media, and even after making that apology, he will be fucking banned from Evo, he would be banned from Combo Break, he would be banned for all these, like, major offline, like, it's Twitter, this social media is so fucked up. We live in a day and age where we have changed social media from being a place where people could come together and show what they care about and find people that care about the same thing and make new friends, make relationships, like, make a community. We have changed all that. We've changed the entire social media to just become this mechanical, this like cannibalizing mechanical. Like, it's not about coming together anymore. It's like, we're not coming together anymore on social media. We are dividing each other on social media. It's, the whole shit is so fucked up. There it is. It's so fucked up. But like I said, it's more fucked up that this is something that's been in the FGC and other, like, not even only this FGC, the Smash community, other fucking gaming community. Like, it's so fucked up, man. There's so many people that I've actually unfollowed after all this shit. Yeah, either because they're spreading too much negativity, and don't get me wrong, it's not that I don't want to support my friends if they are in a negative, if they're, like, in a negative time of their life. It's not like I'm saying, "Nah, fuck you guys," you know, all positive and just unfollowing them. But Man, there are just some people that are spreading negativity for no goddamn fucking reason. Like, it's disgusting. It's gross. It's gross.